Welcome back to another Scraplift Crafternoon. Today we're lifting Lacey Lynn, and you'll see her layout here. It is a one photo layout with a white background with some mixed media and just a few embellishments, including some tags. So what am I going to do with this? So I am going to take this white card, and hopefully it looks white for you. I know it is super dark in Connecticut, y'all. I'll just let you know. The there's not we haven't seen a lot of sun. I know a lot of you are dealing with this, and I will just say the lack of sun is hurting us. I'm going to be doing a picture of John with his friend playing pool. I have got some tag paper from Vicky Booten Color Study and Vicky Booten Where to Next. I have this one kind of piece of paper. She didn't really matte her photo, but she did put some layers around it. So I've got this that has some other colors on it. It's from Storyteller. All of these really go together. So we're going to be using those as a combination of how to matte around the photo to make that vertical line she had. And then we are going to be doing for the background, I've got Chip Sapphire and Villainous Potion. And we're going to be using the smush technique with some water, with some plastic, and I have a few different stamps. I have a travel collection from Allie Edwards, and I've got a few Vicky Booten stamps that I may use just to stamp. She had a lot of stamps up on top of the photo. So we'll see how it comes together, but hopefully this works out. So I'll put you on fast forward and you can watch it come together. So the first thing I'm going to do for this layout is actually to create the background. And I'm going to take Villainous Potion. I'm going to put it directly on a a piece of packaging. I'm going to use some water, and then I'm going to kind of create a smushing technique. Something we used to all do all the time with those oxides. It's something that I forget to do. But I am using a Vicky Booten, some of the heavier cardstock, the mixed media cardstock. I think that helps quite a bit with doing this. But I love how it turned out. I forgot how fun it is to see just the colors on the background. I think I probably would have messed around with it a lot more, but I knew that she didn't have a whole lot on her background, and that's kind of the look that I wanted to maintain. So I picked Villainous Potion and Chip Sapphire because I wanted those deep blues and purples. It is a layout of John and his friend, so I wanted to maintain more masculine, and I love how this Villainous Potion turns out. It is one of my favorite. Now, once again, we've talked about this before. Cat hair, a stray cat hair was in my ink. It was probably on the packaging because my house is nothing but cat hair. In the comments, please tell me I'm not alone, that your house is also nothing but cat hair or dog hair or something. I mean, we're basically empty nesters, and yet the cats and the dog, I mean, we just have cats now, but the cats just rule the house, man. So I'm using this Vicky Booten stencil. She obviously had a stencil that was like words there. You can kind of see it on the right-hand side. I didn't really want to use a word stencil, but I did want to have a little bit of stenciling, so just added a little bit in a few spots. I do like having the addition of that blue, the deep blue on it. It's a lot of fun. So this is the basic way I made that mixed media background. Just a little bit of water and ink and a little bit of stencil. Don't be afraid to try it. And if you hate it, the absolute worst thing that happens is you cover it up. I mean, that's the absolute worst thing that happens. So I forgot how much fun it is to just get out the inks and play. And that's what I did for this one. And it only took like less than 5 minutes to make this background. And it totally is worth it. I'm glad we had this layout to lift because it made me get these inks out and these stencils and do this. So now that I have all of the, I think I must be putting away my supplies here. Now that I have all this done, next thing I'm going to do is cut out the photo and start putting the page together. So I'm going to go into real fast forward now. You're going to start seeing me move at hyper speed, so that I can actually not waste your time, but do this layout in a way that doesn't have a 30-minute video. So here's the photo. I did want to cut this paper that was just right. I swear I did a 4x6 photo, but apparently it was a little bit smaller than 4x6. So I'm just putting something on the edge there like she has. And then I'm going to use the back side of that paper. I'm really trying to use up scraps this year, guys. I'm determined to use what I have. I think that's one of the big things that is happening to me this year is I got to the point at the end of 2025 where I had so many collections that I couldn't even decide what to do when I was trying to make a page. It was like overwhelming. Let's take 1 minute and just talk about the fact that my hoarding of those zigzag scissors came in handy today because she had a zigzag cut on hers and I was able to replicate it. Another thing, put in the comments, how many of you still have zigzag scissors? I have them hanging on a hook in my scrapbook room, those and the ones that make the, that look like you've distressed it, that look like you've torn it. I have those too, and I don't use them very often, but every once in a while they come in handy, which is why I don't get rid of them. I'm going to take this tag and make it into a tag and a label. I did cut the Love This strip off of that Vicky Bouton paper. I'm going to put that on the photo. Just using paper as embellishments. That's the other thing I'm trying to do this year is I have a lot of paper and I don't have as many embellishments. So whether or not it's, if you watched last week with my Stamp and Stencil Savvy, I made embellishments out of stamps. That was a lot of fun. Or this week, I am cutting apart paper to make embellishments. So just making it work. And I think that's one of the most important things that you can do is just kind of make it work. I am putting this little section together and I'm actually just making this combination around the photo with gluing things to the photo before I glue it down. And I don't know why I chose to do that. Sometimes I do it that way, but just kind of making my collage around the photo so that I can see how it works. And then I can move it around the page as versus to sticking it down on the page. Here is the page of tags. That is what led me to, first of all, pick this photo because it had the blues and the greens, and then decide this was what I was going to do for this scrap lift. I really want to kind of highlight the use of tags. We've had a few different scrap lifts this month or this year already that have used tags, and I forgot how much I love using tags. So thank you to the ladies that are picking these. I've only picked, I think, one layout so far for the scrap lift. I need to get on that, but I love all the tags. It's been super fun to pull that out. Now, I was, in a way, determined to use these two tags because they had words on them that I liked. In the end, I realized it's just too big. They need to go down farther. So I'm going to take this blue tag and I'm going to cut out the good memories words from it so that I can use it on the photo. So I'm still using that word, but I'm not using it in the same way on the tag. So I've got the good memories there. I got my 3 tags. I like the fact that I'm able to mimic her 3 tags. Now, if you look at her tags, and once again, I'm doing it to the bottom of the photo. I'm not connecting these to the page yet. So I'm kind of trying to figure out how to make this work the best way I can. But if you look at her 3 tags, you'll see she has stapled a different pieces of paper as her kind of ribbon on her tags. I happen to have navy ribbon just sitting there, right there next to my desk. So I decided just to use this navy ribbon. I'm going to make them into fishtail banners, and then I'm going to just staple them on. If you had little strips of paper, you could have done that as well, and that might have been just as easy. But for me, the easiest thing was to utilize the fact that I had sitting next to me this navy ribbon. So use what you got, and sometimes it comes in handy to not be neat and clean up right after you do a layout because I happen to have navy ribbon from a layout I did, I don't know when, just sitting on my desk. So the last thing I'm going to do here is connect this good memories. And now you'll see, hopefully you'll see that I have basically mimicked what she did on her layout. So I have this really cool mixed media background. I have the 3 tags. I have the focal photo. And the last thing I'm going to do is replicate the like little circles she has at the top of hers by using this Allie Edward, and it says best time. I'm going to stamp that, and then it says good, I think it says seriously a good time, or seriously, so good, seriously, or so great, seriously. So I just put those circles on there. That's kind of the last thing that I'm replicating of hers, to give it a little bit more of a diagonal vibe, even though it's pretty much a vertical stripe. So she has a very few other embellishments on this page. So I'm going to pull my embellishments. Actually, first I'm going to write the date. That was the 2nd of January. And I'm going to put them there, a little bit of journaling down there just so I know what it is. I know we've talked, but I am trying really hard to date all of my pages. I'm going to pull out just some random stars and dots from both a Vicky Bouton it's a glitter page, and then this, I think that's Live in the Dream, or Live the Dream by Chamel, just some silver stars. So I'm just kind of finding a few little embellishments to stick on this. And that is the basics of this layout. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this layout inspires you to get some ink out and do some mixed media background. Here's me. I'm going to come back and talk you through it in real time. Thanks, everyone. This is how it came together. I think I matched her layout pretty well. I have the tags on the side. I have some pieces over here. I even got out my very old scissors that I haven't used in a while, those ones that you had in kindergarten that give the edge. And did some stamping, did some stenciling, some mixed media on the background. Really love how it turned out. Hope you enjoyed this scrap lift, and I'll see you next week on another Scraplift Crafternoon.